Hello, welcome to the Retro Avant Garde Film Festival Cairo 2020 edition. My name is Evgeniya Orudzheva, I'm an actress, and I will be the host. So we have exciting news. Retro Avant Garde Film Festival results are already online, so check them out. And we also added trophies on our website. So go to our website and check the page. So today we have special guest from Retro Avant Garde Film Festival, New York, the winner of the Best Surrealistic Film Festival, Kazarken, which means As We Dig It, directed by Guldem from Belgium. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello. Thank you.
We also have a Cairo official film festival selections. Joan, director of the film Gone from France.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. And we have Judith, director of Hatua, which means step by step, from United Republic of Tanzania.
Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us on Zoom. Due to the virus, we have to hold our Q&A sessions on Zoom, so we really appreciate it. And they will be on our Facebook and also on our website, all the interviews.
Tu sembles un peu perdu. Tu veux que je t'aide?
Oui.
Ferme les yeux. Maintenant, regarde.
Hey.
So I have a couple questions for you, and I'm going to start with a more general question, which is, I think, the most interesting question for everybody. How did you come up with the story? What was your inspiration for this film? So whoever wants to start, who has the story? Yeah, go ahead, Judy.
So maybe I start because I'm very happy that we actually won here, because this film is a collaboration. And we came up with this story collectively. So Hatua is a cooperation, or the Bagamoyo Film Collective is a cooperation between German visual anthropologists and Tanzanian actors and filmmakers. And once a year we are going to Tanzania and we create in a collective process a film. So that means 15 people participate, and they all come up with a story, and then we all sit together and they introduce the story, like in an oral storytelling way. And then we choose collectively one story, or we choose two stories. And then we combine these stories and we do the storyboarding, the script, everything in a collective manner. So Hatua qua Hatua is a story about environment. It's about change and the conflict of change and environmental problems. And the film actually came up because our students were interested to tell a story about digital life and how mobile phones have changed their lives. That was one important part, and the other part was kind of gender relationship between men and women. So we came up with a combination of both. And as you can see in the film, the mobile phone plays a part, but maybe a very unexpected part. So yeah, this is how we came up with it. And it was a very beautiful process. And then we usually have more than 2 or 3 people in the position. So I had Imelda and Malik, and they were my co-directors. And then we have a camera operator, Thomas, and he had also 2, 3 co-camera operators from Tanzanian side. So the whole film is that was the second film, but we already did 3 productions like that. And yeah, it's a very collective way of filmmaking.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I have more questions for you about Tanzania. I will ask you later. It's very interesting. Want to stay with the first questions for now. Judith, do you want to tell us?
Maybe for Kazarken, it was a quite long process, more than 10 years. At first, it was just that I wanted to deal with a part of Turkey and personal stories, but with the Armenians and Turkish people that were in my family. And I understood that it was difficult to talk about the subject in a frontal way. So I had to leave the subject, the first idea that I had with this film. And then I met a second place called Alianoy, which was a hospital during the 2nd century in Western Turkey. And in a quite naive way, I decided to deal with more ancient issues like the Roman Empire in Turkey 2,000 years ago. And but it was a place where people used to go to heal with through their dreams and also through with water. So but this place, Alianoy, was excavated, I think we say that, with by an archaeologist team. They were also fighting to keep the place alive because it was under the threat of a dam. And now it's Alianoy is completely flooded. It's under the water, so the place is hidden now. So I understood also that it wasn't possible to talk about Alianoy as it was a place that has disappeared under the water. And I decided, as I'm a bit stubborn, I said, okay, I have now to think. And then all became clear when I decided to heal like the ancient way. And then suddenly every pieces of the other movie I was thinking about came inside the subject through the dreams, etc. Just to make it short, but I hope it's clear. What I want to say is that it was a strange and new process at that time because I wasn't manipulating ideas to make a film. I was just making some researches, both on a personal and also historical scale. And it was how the question was how to make the links between the subjects and create a film. So the writing process also was made at first with images that weren't shoot to be inside a film. Mm-hmm. But as it wasn't possible for me to film places that were disappearing or that had disappeared, I had to use this first personal footage and to mix them with other type of images. So the writing was during the editing.
You also wrote the script.
Sorry?
You also wrote the script and directed the film, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you said it took 10 years. That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I think at that time, if somebody was telling me, yeah, you know, it's going to be during 10 years, I would have said, okay, I'll forget about it. But okay, I just continued on the work without
now
thinking.
It's all worth it.
Sorry?
Now you see it's all worth it. All those 10 years worth it.
I'm very happy now. Yeah, yeah, because
yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Joan, do you want to share your experience? What was your inspiration for the project?
It's a real fact in my life, and I always take a real fact in my life for create a film. But I like the distortion of reality, and I create a story beginning with that. And my sister inspired me. I washed my car in the same gas station as in the film. And my sister and her children were in the car. And washing the car, I thought, I hope they are still in the car. And hopefully they were still inside, of course. And just before I was washing my car, my sister had spoke to me about her family life and professional life, but wasn't easy for her. So I thought it was a good subject and topic for a short film with this scene in the gas station. It was the beginning of a story, and after I create a script starting with this scene. That's all.
It's interesting how from one little image in the scene.
Yeah. One image of the car, washing the car, and the family in the car. And after I create a story and create people and characters, starting with that. Yeah. That's all. But of course, the topic are not only the disparition of people we love, but the place of the woman in the society and all the obligations we ask for the woman to be a perfect mother, perfect workers, and it's not easy for them. So my short film is it's a feminist short film.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil the end, but very unpredictable. Like the end is.
After we speak about the end, you
speak about the end. I'm gonna move on to the questions that I have. So Guldem, I'll go back to you because you are our special guest from New York. I'll ask you a question. You said you had been making the film for 10 years. So I kind of knew that a little bit. So my question was, when did you know it's the final draft? So that's it, I'm stopping. It's been 10 years.
Oh, okay. The final. So in the process, if I make the link with what I just said before, I think it's an interesting question because it could have been a non-ending process because it's dealing with so many subjects. Mm-hmm. And it was also about healing, about the transmission I think we say that, of violence in family and also in a more big scale. So I think there was an important step. It was when we decided to put some fiction in the film with through the centaur and the. But it's when it's on the how do you say, la table de montage? It's the editing room, you know. It's during the editing. Well, you say, okay, now the film is independent from me. So I think you feel it. And
did you ever feel like, no, I'm gonna go back and I'll tweak some more things after you submit it to festivals?
Oh, the thing that happens, I think it's for all, maybe all the filmmakers, anytime it's when the moment you watch the film, I don't know, 1 year later, and you say, oh, okay, I can see this mistake or this thing, I would have done it differently, etc. But also you accept the object, and also you don't feel it, the object the same each time you see it. I think it's also the magic of cinema in general. It means that it's such a subtle relationship between any kind of spectator and also the film. It depends on the moment you watch the film and in which state of emotion and mind and etc. So it's the same.
You did your best. You have to trust you did your best. That's the baby, and let it go.
Yeah, and you have to. Yeah, the baby has to do his own to make his own life, and you have to think about the next one.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you.
beautiful movie. Yeah.
Thank you.
Judith, I have a question for you about Tanzania, because that's not a usual place, location. And you said there was collaboration, and you have been doing with Tanzania projects. Was it your first time in Tanzania? What was the most interesting for you while you were filming there? Like some experience about Tanzania, if you would share.
So I share a very long relationship with Tanzania. I did my first documentary in 1999 about community theater. Actually, this community theater you can see in the film.
Yeah.
And community theater, interactive theater, is a very big tool in Tanzania for critical political theater. So I was actually doing research there in 1999, and I was there for 6 months. And then we showed the film in Berlin. We invited the actors to Berlin. We had a beautiful premiere. We won a prize with the film, with a documentary, and the actors came to Berlin and could perform. And we handed over this documentary as a present to the College of Arts. And then 10 years later, I came back to the same college. And I just entered the campus and just wanted to see, you know, if I know people. And then some teachers just walked by and said, "Hi, Judith, where have you been?" So, and it felt so at home and not at all like 10 years. And then my mentor from that time, he's a theater director. He was the dean. And he said that they had started a media department, and I told him that I'm not, you know, I continued filmmaking, and I'm, you know, and he said, "Why don't you come and let's do film workshops here? Because we know a lot about theater work here, but we don't know so much about media and filmmaking." And this is how the cooperation started. And then Goethe Institute gave us the money to have this beautiful project for some years, this exchange program. And Bagamoyo is actually a very beautiful place. It's exactly next to the sea. It's Bagamoyo Wako, lay down your heart. It has a very sad history of slavery, and it's called Lay Down Your Heart because slaves had to lay down their heart because they were shipped to Zanzibar to go into slavery. And it's a very, very special place because it has a very loaded history, but a lot of artists and creative people feel torn to that place somehow. So you have a very lively artist scene in this little village. And I would like to talk maybe of an experience in Bagamoyo, because I mean, I had a lot of experiences in Tanzania, but Bagamoyo is so special. And what I really loved was the how film, fiction, and reality sometimes came together in these projects. For example, to get the boat to film, you know, on the sea, we had to ask this fisherman to give us the boat, then we had to carry the boat, and we had to stand, you know, for hours and hours in the sea when the tide came or left. And then we actually created this community theater piece, and we were actually performing it in the streets. Mm-hmm. So all the audience you see in the film is kind of the audience of, you know, who came to see the film. And we didn't stage the audience, you know, we just started to perform. And then some people, of course, are from our team, but most of the kids you see, you know, they just gathered and they just watched it and enjoyed it a lot. And then we had to film it again because we needed more shots. And then we asked the audience, is it okay if we do it again? And they're like, yeah, sure. So they played the whole piece again. And this is probably, in all these 3 film projects we had there, the most amazing thing, how sometimes this fictional world and the real world encountered in a very beautiful and easy way. And also to include the sounds of the muezzin, you know, who is calling to pray, and all these little snippets and pieces, you know, you cannot organize or rearrange if you have such a short amount of time of filming. So this is mostly the story I want to share here. And I mean, there are a million amazing places in Tanzania to film. And it's true, it's unusual, it's very hard, especially now with the president who shut down a lot of critical media voices. It's getting much, much harder for filmmakers to film. It's much harder for people from outside to enter the country, to film in the country. So it's also a bit sad because I see the film and I know it's getting so much more difficult to do some independent film work right now under these political circumstances there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how long did you stay there to film?
10 days.
Oh, you filmed the whole short film in 10 days?
Yes.
Nice.
And it's an amazing energy, because people know we just have these 10 days and we have always a certain cut at the end, so everybody can see the final product. That's extremely important for us, that we are not leaving before everybody sees at least a version of it. And then we post-produce it in Berlin and add music. And we have a beautiful film composer who added the music, but it's extremely important that people see it, and we always have a public screening at the end. So also all the people who are actually the audience, people from the street, they can just come and they can watch themselves in the film.
Yeah, that's a nice experience for them as well, to be part of something, you know, something art big.
For example, the Bajaji driver, the guy who drove the Bajaji, you know, he brought all his friends to see the screening. He was super, super proud to be part of it. And yeah, he came and brought all his friends. Yeah.
That's so wonderful to give it. It's also like you gave them a present of joy and like share the whole community, like such a big event happening for them.
Yeah, in a small town, and it's a very nice encounter, and it shouldn't be like that we film something and take these images away, you know. It's about having this at the end also this collective moment of seeing it and discussing it at the end, you know, that the audience, for example, says, oh, you know, the dress of the woman, she's a traditional wife of a fisherman, it's not so convincing to me. So the audience would also give us feedback, because the film is, of course, not just for an international audience, it's also for a Tanzanian audience. So for us, it's super interesting to reflect on, you know, we have a lot of discussions, what is believable or not when we film, even what they talk and how they interact. And so all these feedbacks are extremely interesting.
Yeah, for me, definitely felt authentic, but I've never been there, so I can say. Thank you for sharing. Joan, I have a question for you. Without spoiling the end, and you already told us that it's based on true story. What was the hardest artistic choice you had to make while making the film?
When making the film, it was to choose the perfect actress for that role. And I didn't know how to choose when I write the script. When I write scripts, often I'm thinking about an actress, but for this one, I was not thinking about someone. And after writing my script, I used to watch the actors on plays, and I discovered this actress, Aurélie Pitra, in Corsica, where I lived, and I watched her in the TV show after again, and finally I decided she was my character, definitively. And she was perfect
for the job.
But it was the more difficult. It was to choose the perfect actress for this role for me, and she was perfect.
So when you saw her, you just offered her the job. You didn't do casting. You didn't try it out.
No, I used to watch films and to watch theater plays. And I prefer choose someone I know. I have always seen plays, and now finally I didn't make the casting for the film. No.
Did you want her to look like your sister or no? It was not important to you.
No, not really. No, it's not. Not, but I like her body, and because in the lot of films we have, I think, maybe it's not true, but for my part, I think we have a lot of stereotypes of what is a man, what is a woman, what is a mother, what is a grandmother, etc. And I prefer to choose someone that is more realistic for me, more close to my reality of life. You understand? So I prefer to choose that sort of bodies. I don't know if I am clear. we watch a lot of wonderful bodies of actors in the cinema, and in our life is not the same. We have to show some. We have to be more fully. To say the truth, we have to say the truth to the audience.
Yeah.
You understand?
Not to fool the audience, you mean? To show the actual truth. Oh, you disappeared.
Yeah, I am here. Do you watch me? Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah, I will see you.
We must win. Sorry. We must stop to lie to the audience.
Cool, yeah.
Okay.
I think, especially as an independent filmmakers, we have that opportunity to tell the truth. You know, I think Hollywood.
I don't know because I never made a Hollywood film, so I don't know. But I only made 3 short films, and I want to decide about all, and above all, the choice of actors. It's the first thing I have to choose the actors. And if I have not artistic desire for an actor, I can't make the film. I don't know. I prefer to stay at home.
Yeah, sometimes they shoot film with one actor and then they shoot with another actor and a completely different film. It's really
yeah.
I feel everything in the process. Everything.
Yeah. It's, for the moment, I have. I'm lucky because I always choose my actors, and I hope carry on.
Yeah.
And for the last film, I write the script, thinking about an actress, and she played finally in my film, so it was wonderful.
Well, I wish you good luck. I wish you good luck, everybody, on your future projects, and also success, more wins, more festivals, more awards, more budget. I wish you all that you can wish to yourself. Thank you so much for joining us on Zoom. Congratulations.
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for watching us. All the interviews will be posted on the website, so check it out. We also have very exciting news I'm going to share with everybody, that now we dedicated the section on the website for casting calls and production calls. So if you're working on the project anywhere in the world, you can post casting and crew calls for free on the website. So please use this opportunity. Actors who are watching us, producers, directors, you can collaborate together, and you never know, create some beautiful projects. So thank you again, and see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.